Welcome back, collective. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirm, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Collective, what happened? That's what I keep hearing. What happened? Well, I don't know, but let's see. Third house, knowledge, perception, communication. Okay. Somebody's getting some communication. Then we have the first house, identity, reputation, self-awareness. So somebody's about to get some communication coming in about some information in regards to their reputation, how people are seeing them, something that's been hidden under the moon. This is something collective that you already been feeling. Your intuition's been telling you that there's been a level of deception in regards to how people have been made to perceive you, gossip that's happening in the background in regards to you. And this has been a secret, but I feel like you intuitively already know this. You're aware. Yeah. And I feel like collective, whoever you are perfectly fine, in your own identity with this first house energy. This is Aries energy. The moon here, this is Cancer energy. Third house, knowledge, perception, communication. Communication is like Gemini energy. Okay. The fifth house, pleasure, happiness, entertainment. Trine, ease, flow, synergy. And ascendant, personality, impression, appearance. Okay, for some of you guys, I feel like right now, collective, you guys are in a very strong energy. Basically, I feel like you're very attractive right now. I feel like you're in this fiery energy. I feel like you are confident in who you are. I feel like you're going through some type of physical glow up as well. Yeah, I feel like you are happy with your life right now, with the way things are going. People see you and they are definitely attracted to you at this time. They are impressed by you. I feel like you have a personality that works with a lot of people as well. So I feel like with this top energy, so there is people right now in your life collective who see you in this confident energy, this first house energy, self-awareness. And I feel like people are trying to ruin your reputation with gossip. And this is something that's currently under the moon. I feel like this is something your intuition is already telling you as well, that there is definitely a level of deception happening. But I feel like you are in this strong energy of being confident. Like I said, I feel like you're going through a level of a glow up. Yeah. And I feel like you are happy with who you are. Some of you guys are traveling. You, like I said, personal growth. I feel like you have been working on yourself, gaining a higher level of knowledge for something that you're starting, something that you're doing, collective. Okay. So let's see. Interesting. So people are gossiping about you, collective. What else happened? What else is happening in the collective? Yeah, these, wow. Strong energy. Yeah, these are people you moved on from. I'm going to take that one. Wow. Yeah. Because I feel like you realize that you didn't have genuine people in your corner collective. So I feel like you had to make a decision to walk away from these group of people. And I feel like this is why people are talking about you. I feel like with you walking away and moving on as well, people are seeing and hearing about your glow up, but people are not able to witness it because they're not a part of your life anymore, right? You know, in order to gain closure and healing for ourselves, we must move on from things, people, and situations that we know we can't change. And I feel like you had that realization, um, and you had to walk away. You know, I feel like at some point in the beginning, it probably hurt you, but I feel like after a while, you realize that it was more you protecting yourself. Yeah, because you no longer felt secure around these people. It was a false sense of security that you had being connected to them. I feel like you realized that you had people around you that really didn't want to see you do well. And I feel like they pretended to be there for you. Yeah, but they liked to see you in an empowered state. So, collective at the time, you could have been going through, you know, a loss, whether that is a breakup, divorce, or something like that. So, I feel like you were not in the most empowered state. I feel like you didn't have a lot of pride in who you were because I feel like you were just surviving. And I feel like this is what the people in your life at that time understood. They knew that you were struggling with kind of regaining yourself. And I feel like they took advantage of the fact that you were vulnerable. Yeah, you were vulnerable. It was a false sense of security that they gave to you. Yeah. And I feel like when you moved on, this is when you started to improve yourself. This is when you started to go through your transformation because you realized you were tired of feeling down. You were tired of never truly feeling as if you could truly connect to someone. You started to truly see people's intentions. And it was something that was not spoken. It was definitely something hidden under, you know, with that moon energy. But I feel like intuitively, you started to feel it in the way that people were treating you. People were ghosting you. People were only wanting you around when they wanted you around. And then when you were around, people, you know, would act like you weren't really there, treated you less than in some way. Again, I feel like they like to see you in an empowered state, not confident, because they saw your potential before you did. Yeah, they like to see you unhappy. Like I said, this made them feel some sense of security, keeping you down, keeping you sad. It made them feel empowered. You being unhappy was the goal, which is very sad when you think about it, but you'd be surprised. But yeah, collective, I feel like you got it out the mud. I feel like you got yourself from out of that murky water, out of that dirt, out of that mud. And I feel like you came to the surface, and I feel like you went through your transformation. You are now this beautiful butterfly, beautiful colors, pink, gold, purple could be significant. I feel like you are now this beautiful butterfly. And again, I feel like people are starting to see that about you. And this is why people are gossiping. Yeah, you basically stopped giving your best to people who didn't deserve your best. I feel like, again, with that lack of confidence that you had before you went through this transformation, right? When you were not feeling so great about yourself, people took advantage of you, of your kindness, instead of actually being there for you, knowing that you were struggling with self, with loss, with whatever it was at the time. People took advantage of your vulnerability, of your naivety, or so they thought you were naive, I should say. But they looked at your kindness as a weakness, collective. And they took from you. They never gave back to you equally because they knew that you felt unworthy. And it's not that you didn't have confidence, but when you are in survival mode after a loss, you're at your most vulnerable state, right? And again, you were dealing with people who completely took advantage of the fact that you were not at your best. Yeah, like I said, you were dealing with loss. But now they are dealing with the loss of you, collective. Because sometimes we have to lose things in people to appreciate them. These people took you for granted. They did not appreciate you. They did not see you for what you are worth, period. All they saw was what they could gain off of you, being in this unempowered state, in this vulnerable place of not being confident. And you losing them or walking away from them was not a loss for you, collective. It was actually a gain. Some of you guys like red wine. Red wine is your go-to after a long day. Yeah. They knew that you were not in a state of being strong. But now this is how they are feeling. Mm-hmm. I feel like you have people from your past who all they can do is now talk about what you got going on because what they got going on is nothing nice. They are barely probably surviving their own life's challenges, but they are so concerned about what you are doing, collective. Can you give me a few more, please? Yeah. Confirmation. Be realistic in the reverse. They're not being truthful about their lives. So I don't, whatever facade they have right now is all fake. That's for sure. Yep. And you're dealing with immaturity, lack of responsibility. Confirmation. They are so concerned about you. A confirmation, like I said, they're barely surviving their own challenges. Survivor in the reverse. Let's get some truth out here. Very interesting, collective. But not surprising, right? You know, when we're at our lowest, you would think, especially when you're around people, they say that you're friends, they say that they're your family, right? Even if these are just coworkers or people you know for a long time. It's incredible how easy it is for people to step on you while you're down and smile in your face. But all the while they want to take your place. There's so many backstabbers. It's incredible. And it's sad. It's very sad. Yeah. You held on to your faith, collective. And you realize, and you still realize even now, right? It's not always easy to have faith and the trust that everything is going to be okay, especially when you have to go at something by yourself, especially when you have to find the level of confidence within yourself to take a journey alone, especially when you feel like the people in your life are fake. They're not supportive of you. They're waiting for the day that you fail, hoping for your downfall. But they don't realize and they didn't see how strong this was, how strong your faith was. You did everything that you needed to do. You held on to that little bit of hope and that faith that you had in the Most High God and Spirit and your ancestors and yourself. As down as you may have been feeling after a breakup, after a loss, you were grieving and you needed people more than ever, and they let you down. They took you for granted. They took advantage of you. They talked shit about you behind your back. Some to your face and still smiled about it and made it seem like it was just a joke or they were just kidding. They constantly broke your heart because it gave them joy to see you unhappy. So, you moving on and holding on to your faith is why you are now in this glow up energy collective. This is why you are now being rewarded for your strength and your courage. You now have so much more wisdom. Yes, I feel like you have gained a higher level of knowledge. And we saw that in your ninth house, right? I showed you this one earlier. Higher education, personal growth, travel. This is what you guys have been doing while they have been talking and doing nothing. What else? What's the truth? You are now headed towards abundance. You are learning to be open to abundance because you have found your self-worth again, your confidence. You believe that you are deserving of the abundance that the world has to offer. You are understanding that abundance is now limitless to you, that it flows to you because you know that you deserve it. Some of you guys are already experiencing this now. Promotions, raises, and you have people that you left behind that's now in scattered energy with too much on their plate, a loss of focus, feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, while you have turned into this beautiful butterfly of abundance and growth and wisdom and faith, healing. Yeah, people need to consider their options. Every day people wake up, they have a decision. And I feel like people need to be open to options because I feel like people have been so focused on you that this is the track that they've been on, but they are missing the lesson. I feel like God gives everybody grace up into a certain point because everybody has free will. Every day we wake up, I tell you guys all the time, we have the ability to choose to change our thoughts, to change our choices, to change our actions, to change our intentions, to change our heart. But it is a choice. And people need to start considering better options. What's the truth? What is the truth, collective? What is the truth? Yeah. People need to start making plans. Because all the plans that they've been making to work against you are coming back to them. So if their plans that they made to harm your reputation, to harm you in any way, whoever was involved, understand that those plans are going to backfire and they will be now in a place of planning and trying to figure out what to do in their own lives. Mm-hmm. While you are collective strategizing and planning on your growth. Yeah. People are going to be in a victim mindset when it comes back. They're going to act like they didn't do anything wrong or they don't understand why things aren't going well. Well, your energy, your mindset, your thoughts, your actions against another, What's the truth? Yep. Dependency. These are people who are codependent. While you have been out here independently, collective, growing, healing, finding true abundance in all parts of life, you have people in the background who are talking about your journey, but they are codependent on each other. They need each other's approval to know how to feel and what to do. None of them have the ability to think for themselves. It's terrible. Yeah. And they all should be ashamed of that. And I'm sure there are some people who are now feeling shame and guilt, especially because I feel like people are being exposed right now about their actions, about the things that they did towards you, collective. Things are coming to the light. Yep. Opening up. Yep. Things are starting to become clear. That's the truth. hmm I feel like there is a level of expansion that you are about to receive, collective. I feel like you're going to also have people opening up to you and telling you about what's been happening in secret with that moon energy, the deception. And I feel like you intuitively, like I said, know this already. But these people, they need to find the lesson quick. What's going on with you, collective? Strengths and abilities of the collective during these challenging moments, these hard decisions that you have to make. Yeah, people are feeling guilty. Like I said, guilt and shame. hmm While you find balance, while you're being honored. hmm Yes, guilt and shame while you are finding honor and balance. Yes, Spirit just wanted to, confirm for us. Yeah, people are in these illusions. This is something that you were enlightened about. The illusions that people were portraying, making you feel as if they were there for you, that they cared about you. Yeah, you were enlightened. This is why you walked away. This is why you moved on. I feel like people used love against you because they knew how kind of a heart that you had. They tested your loyalty, your love for them, but you set boundaries. You set boundaries. Yeah, and you don't plan on reuniting with any of these past people. hmm Wow. What's your advice, collective? What's your advice to keep you encouraged, to keep you on a road to happiness? Because you realize, collective, that happiness comes from a fulfilled heart, from harmonious relationships, people who actually give to you as much as you give to them. You don't need illusions. You need actual action. You need actual give and take. Yep. You've been doing your cleansing, your mind, your spirit from all negative energy. You do not allow anybody in your space that does not belong there. Period. Yep. You're holding on to your hope. That faith that you had, I felt like it was being tested. It was so scarce at one point. I feel like you questioned whether you would make it through yourself. And again, these people who you thought that you were leaning on for that support created that illusion that they were there for you while they laughed at you, while they liked to see you down and codependent on them. And because you were able to walk away from that, stay strong, heal, grow, this is why you are receiving the blessings. This is why you now have balance in life, collective. Because you trusted yourself, you trusted the Most High, Spirit, the universe, because that's all you had. So now your reward is peace, collective. And you deserve it. And you're not letting anybody or anything take that away from you. And you are protected. And I'm going to leave it there, collective. Good job for trusting yourself, your heart, your intuition. Good job for not allowing the backstabbing, the broken hearts, the disappointments, not allowing those situations to make you bitter, but pushing you forward to transform into something so beautiful that your light cannot be ignored. And congratulations for the blessings that you are receiving and will continue to receive, along with the balance and peace in your life. Keep going, collective. And good job. You got that. Until next time, you guys. Bye.